Welcome to lecture room. Myself, Dr. Raju Trivedi, Assistant Professor, Nirmala College, Ujjain. We shall discuss today's ray optics first. First, refraction of light, laws of refraction, principle of reversibility of light, refraction through parallel slab, refraction through a compound slab, apparent depth of liquid, total internal reflection, refraction at spherical surface, only introduction, assumptions and sign convention, refraction at concave and convex surfaces, Lensmaker's formula, first and second principal focus, second last thin lens equation, Gaussian form, and last linear magnification. Now, first topic, refraction of light. Refraction of light means when any one light comes from rare medium to denser medium, it always bends towards normal. This is called refraction of light. But if when light ray incident on this slab and its one part moving in the same medium are called reflected ray, which is discussed below. After some time, means this ray incident at this slab at angle I from the normal, and this is the angle of refraction, and this is called refracted ray. Now this ray again moves from denser to rare medium, means glass to air medium, then it bends away from the normal, means when ray moves from rare to denser, it bends towards normal. That is, when ray moves from air to denser medium, it bends towards normal. Means rare means air, denser means glass medium. Now if ray moves from denser to rare medium, it bends away from the normal. Means if ray moves from glass medium to air medium, it bends away from the normal. Means this is the path from rare to denser, means air to glass, and this is the path from denser to rare, means glass to air. Now here there are two laws of refraction. First, incident ray, refracted ray and normal remains in a same plane, and second, angle of incidence and angle of reflection, means the ratio of sine of angle incidence and sine of angle refraction is called mu. Mu is called Snell's law, means the ratio of the sine of angle of incidence to the sine of angle of refraction is a constant, which is called mu, refractive index. Now, second, some important tips about refraction of light. Mu of optically rare medium is lower than that of denser medium is high. Mu of denser medium with respect to rare is 1, or refractive index of air with respect to denser medium is 1, means mu air or mu vacuum means 1. Last, in refraction, velocity and wavelength both are changes, but in refraction, frequency and phase of light do not change. We know that mu equal to, mu means refractive index of medium with air, equal to means mu is the ratio of velocity of light in vacuum to the velocity of light in medium, which are represented by Ca, means velocity in air and velocity in medium. And we know that C equal to nu lambda, putting this value in this case, so nu means frequency is same, so nu and nu cancel, only A mu m means refractive index of medium with air will be equal to lambda A upon lambda m. This is the wavelength of air and this is the wavelength of medium. Now next question, principle of reversibility of light. In this case, simple, this is a glass slab, this is a normal, this is the incident light at angle I with the normal, and light goes into second medium, means rare to denser medium, then this light is called refracted ray bent towards normal. Then this is the angle of incidence and this is the angle of refraction. Then by the Snell's law, mu equal to, mu means denser medium B, rare medium A, means the refractive index of B with respect to A will be sin I upon sin R, and in its reversible position, what is the refractive index of rare medium with respect to denser, means what is the refractive index of air with respect to glass medium, are represented by sin R upon sin I. If both equations multiplied with each other, then A mu B into B mu A equal to sin I upon sin R into sin R upon sin I. Both are cancelled, should be 1. A mu B equal to 1 upon B mu A, means the refractive index of medium B with A will be equal to reciprocal of refractive index of A medium with respect to B. Means if a ray of light, after suffering any number of reflections and or refractions, have its path reversed at any stage, it travels back to the source along the same path in the opposite direction. Next, last line, the natural consequence of the principle of reversibility is that the image and object positions can be interchanged. If this is the object, then this is the image, and if this consider object, then this is the image. These positions are called conjugate positions. Now, refraction through a parallel slab. In this figure, this is a glass slab shown. This is the incident ray at angle I1 with the normal, and its one part entered in a denser medium bent towards normal. Then by the Snell's law, refractive index of denser medium with the rare will be mu equal to sin I1 upon sin R1, shown in equation. Now if this light ray again incident on the surface of denser and rare medium, then this is the incident ray at angle I1 with the normal, and this is the ray will be refracted ray at angle R2 which bend away from the normal. Then by the Snell's law, sin I2 upon sin R2 equal to A mu B. A mu B means refractive index of air with respect to glass, and B mu A is the refractive index of B with A. If both equations are multiplied, then we get 1, means the angle of incidence and angle of emergent both are same. Similarly, refraction angle and incident angle in this case both are same, but I1 R1 and I2 R2 are not same in a refraction. So lateral shift, this ray incident on this glass slab, it bent towards normal, but if this glass slab is not present in the path of this ray, then this ray moving in a straight line, then the direction of this ray and this is the binding beam remains parallel each other, and distance between them is called lateral shift. Lateral shift represented by following equations. Special case, if I1 is very small and R1 is also very small, then sin I1 means just like if theta is very small, then sin theta equal to theta, then sin I1 minus R1. If I1 minus R1 is very small, so then sin I1 minus R1 equal to I1 minus R1, and cos R1 equal to 1, and lateral shift will be represented by in last equation. Next topic, refraction through a compound slab. Compound means multiple. Now in this slide, question will be refraction through a compound slab. First, here 3 mediums are available: air, glass and any other water medium, and in last again rare. If light ray comes from rare to denser medium at angle I, then this light ray refracted towards normal. Then by the Snell's law, mu B mu A equal to sin I1 upon sin R1. Similarly, if this light ray incident at angle R1 from the normal, then this ray will be refracted ray, makes angle R2. Means what is the refractive index of C with B will be sin R1 upon sin R2. Similarly, if this light ray again incident on the surface of denser and air medium, then when this light ray goes into rare medium, it bend away from the normal, then by the Snell's law, refractive index of A with C will be sin R2 upon sin I1. If these three equations are multiplied with each other, then we get 1, because sin R1, sin I1, sin I1, sin R1, R1 cancel हो जाएगा. Then the product of 3 refractive index should be 1, or A mu B and B mu C equal to mu AC, because C mu A equal to 1 upon A mu C, or B mu C will be A mu C upon A mu B. Next slide, apparent depth of liquid. Apparent depth of liquid. Apparent depth means which can only appear, not actual. Now let us consider one point object O present in a water which is filled in a container. If two light rays, this is the one light rays and this is the second light rays. If this light rays moving in a straight line, means which is incident on the surface normally, and this light ray incident on this surface, means goes from denser to rare medium, it bend away from the normal. If this light ray extended in back direction, then this light ray comes appear from the point O dash. Means O dash is a image of the point object O. But we know that when any coin kept in a water, in a glass, then actual position of the coin will be this, but coin rise into certain height. Means this is called apparent depth, but it is the actual length. It is account to the refraction of light of any object in a denser medium for apparent depth always less than from real depth. Then by the Snell's law, mu equal to sin I upon IR, the refractive index of A with B mu equal to sin I upon sin R. Similarly, refractive index of B with A equal to sin R upon sin I. Then A mu B means refractive index will be equal to real depth upon apparent depth. This is the formula. And number of apparent depths of number of invisible liquids are represented by this equation. Then apparent shift will be equal to real depth minus apparent depth are shown by this. Now important tips: if the observer in a rare medium and the object in a denser medium, then HA less than HR, means apparent depth less than from real depth. Example, to a bird, a fish appears to be nearer than actual depth. Second, if the observer is in denser medium and object in rare medium, then HA greater than HR, means apparent depth is greater than real depth. Next question, total internal reflection. Total internal reflection. Total internal reflection means such process in which after a long time ray again comes in original position, or ray comes in original medium again. Total internal reflection, TIR, is the phenomena of complete reflection of light back into the same medium for angles of incidence greater than the critical angle of that medium. Now let us consider, here there are two mediums are present, rare as a air and denser as a glass medium. Now let us consider, if light rays from the point object O moving in a straight line, then it will moving in a straight line continuously. But if one light from the point object incident at this point at the angle I from the normal, then it bend away from the normal. Now again, if this angle of incidence I will be increases, then this ray again more deviated from the normal. If again this angle of incidence will be equal to angle of critical angle, then this light becomes parallel with the surface of rare medium and denser medium. This angle is called critical angle for angle of incidence. But if the angle of incidence again increases from this critical angle, means the angle of incidence becomes greater than from critical angle of incidence, then ray comes in the same medium, then this is called total internal reflection. Means ray moves from denser and again comes denser. It is called total internal reflection. First condition, important conditions, the incident ray must be in optical denser medium. Second, the angle of incidence in the denser medium must be greater than the critical angle for the pair of media in contact. Angle of incidence always greater than from pair of media in contact. Next question, relation between critical angle. This is discussed. When light ray goes from air to glass medium, then what is the refractive index of air to the glass medium are represented by the Snell's law, sin I upon sin R. But in a total internal reflection case, if angle of incidence becomes equal to critical angle, then angle of refraction becomes 90 degree, then I equal to IC and R equal to 90, then refractive index of air with glass will be sin IC. And we know that the refractive index of glass with air will be 1 upon G mu A. Then by these two relations, sin IC equal to 1 upon A mu G, or sin IC equal to lambda G upon lambda A. Mu means velocity of light in air to the velocity of light in medium. So velocity of light in medium means C equal to nu lambda. Nu lambda, nu lambda. Then we get nu cancel because frequency cannot changes. Hence, sin IC equal to lambda G upon lambda A means wavelength in glass medium to the wavelength in air medium. Red color has maximum value of critical angle and violet has minimum value of critical angle. Then sin IC equal to 1 upon A mu G equal to 1 upon A plus B upon lambda square. This equation obtained by the Cauchy's equation. Next, spherical refracting surface. Spherical refracting surface means sign convention. Sign convention. In figure, AB is the direction of propagation of light, or BA is also direction of propagation of light. Means APCB or BCPA is a principal axis. C is the center of curvature, P is the pole, and R is the radius of curvature. Now if light rays moves from A to B, then all those objects or images remains behind the denser medium, always remains in negative direction. But if all images are formed in this side, means in the direction of propagation of light, then taken sign will be positive. Similarly, if this light ray moves from B to A, then all those objects or images present behind the denser medium takes as a negative sign and present in a denser medium towards direction of propagation are shown by negative sign. Means spherical refracting surface is a part of a sphere of refracting material. A refracting surface which is convex towards rare medium is called convex refracting surface. A refracting surface which is concave towards rare medium is called concave refracting surface. Assumptions. Object is the point object lies on the principal axis. Means always object remains in the point form. Second, the incident and refracted ray make small angle with principal axis. Means the angle formed by the incident ray and refracted ray with principal axis is very small and the aperture is very small. Aperture means diameter of concave or convex mirror are very small. Diameter is very small. New Cartesian sign conventions. The incident ray is taken from always left to right. Second, all the distances are measured from the pole of the refracting surface. Third, the distances measured along the direction of incident ray are taken positive and against the incident ray are taken negative. Fourth, the vertical distance measured from principal axis in upward as a positive and downward are negative. Now next question. Refraction at convex surface means light travel from rare to denser medium and form only real image. This figure for only this particular position. Now OI is a principal axis. Now let us consider NAC is a normal and one light ray from the object OA incident at angle I with the normal. But if this convex surface is not available in the path of this incident ray, then this ray moving in a straight line. But this ray moving from rare to denser medium, it bend towards normal. Means light ray comes at the point I. Then this is the object and this is the image. Then object is taken in negative sign are represented by -u and distance of image from the pole are taken by positive means represented by +v. This is the radius of curvature always represented by +v. Since P and M is very near to each other, then PA will be equal to AM. Now in the triangle OAC, alpha plus gamma equal to I, alternate angle. Similarly, in the triangle ACI means the sum of angle R plus beta equal to gamma. Both are equations. First, I means alpha plus gamma and R means from this gamma minus beta. Now we know that first tan alpha, angle formed by the object is alpha, angle formed by the image is beta, and angle formed with principal axis from the normal is gamma. Then we know that tan theta means perpendicular upon base or angle equal to arc upon radius. If alpha is very small, then tan alpha equal to alpha. Beta is very small, then tan beta equal to beta, and gamma is very small, then tan gamma equal to gamma. Means angle equal to arc. This is the arc. AM is also arc and AP is also arc. Then angle equal to arc AP or AM upon -u. MO means OP. Both are near very each other. Similarly, this is the angle arc AM or AP upon PI. MI? Yep, PI or PI. Similarly, gamma equal to angle equal to arc AM upon MC. This is the. According to Snell's law, sin I upon sin R equal to mu2 upon mu1 means refractive index of second medium with respect to first. If I and R is very small, then sin I means I and sin R means R. Then I upon R equal to mu2 upon mu1 and cross multiplication I mu1 equal to mu2 R. Putting the value of alpha, beta, gamma in these equations, in these two equations, I equal to this. Now, this is the, this I putting in this equation and this R putting this in this equation and putting alpha, beta, gamma in this equation, and we get final this equation. Putting PO means minus U by the sign convention. Similarly, distance of image PI will be plus V because remains in the direction of propagation of light, and this radius of curvature also remains in the direction of propagation of light. Then PC या MC equal to plus R. This is the formula for refraction for convex surface for real image. Now this is the refraction at convex surface but for only virtual image from rare medium to denser medium. Now similarly, this is the principal axis, this is the object. Light travel from the object incident at this point and it bent towards normal. But if this light extended in back direction meet at the point I on this axis, this is the virtual image, not actual image. Then angle formed by object is alpha, angle formed by image is beta, and angle formed by radius of curvature is gamma. Similarly, alpha plus gamma equal to R, alternate angle. Similarly, beta plus gamma equal to I, and by the Snell law, sin I upon sin R equal to mu. And after that, we have to find alpha, beta, and gamma. Alpha equal to AM upon this. Beta means AM upon MI, and gamma means AM upon MC. And putting all values in the equations, and we get this equation. Similarly, refraction at a concave surface means from rare medium to denser medium, and this form only virtual image. Now let us consider this is the object and this is the normal. Normal are shown by CAN. Now if light travel from the object O and incident at the point A at angle I with the normal, then it bent towards normal. If this light extended in back direction meet at the point I, then this is the virtual image of the point object O. Now again find Snell's law, sin I upon sin R, and in this case alpha plus I equal to gamma and beta plus R equal to gamma. We have to find I and R, and putting in the Snell's law mu equal to sin I upon sin R. If I and R is very small, then mu equal to I upon R or I equal to mu R, and putting all values alpha, beta, gamma in the above equations, and we get relation for refraction at concave surface. Next question, refraction at a concave surface, convex surface means from denser to rare, it form real image. This is the object, light incident at this point at the angle I with the normal, and this is the refracted ray bend away from the normal at angle R. But image is real. Then first we have to find alpha, beta, and gamma, and we know that refractive index of first medium to second equal to sin I upon sin R. If I and R is very small, then mu equal to I upon R, then I equal to mu R, and putting after that the value of alpha, beta and gamma in equation I and R, and we get this relation. Similarly, refraction at convex surface means when ray moves from denser medium to rare medium and form virtual image, this is the result. And refraction again from concave surface from denser to rare medium means virtual image, then formula will be this. Always convex surface or concave surface, but if ray moving from denser to rare, it is the fixed formula, and light moving from denser to rare for virtual is the same form. But if ray moves from rare to denser or rare to denser by convex or concave, so here mu upon V, mu upon U minus mu2 upon V, and mu2 minus V1 upon R. Now next, some important notes about refraction through concave and convex surface. First, expression for object in rare medium is same for whether it is real or virtual or convex or concave. This is the fixed formula. Second, expression for object in denser medium is same for whether it is real or virtual or concave or convex. This is. Third, however, the values of U, V and capital R, etc. must be taken with proper sign conventions while solving the numerical problems. The refractive index mu1 and mu2 get interchanged in the expressions. Next question, Lensmaker's formula. This is the convex lens. Now we take first only one surface LP1N, and this is the principal axis. One axis passing through C and pole is called principal axis. Now let us consider object present at the point O on the principal axis, and this is the normal C1 N1 and this is the normal C2 N2. Now this light ray from object O incident at angle I with the normal N1 C1 and moves in the another medium. It bends in this direction and comes in the position I1 in the absence of surface LP2N, means only one surface LP1N present. Then for LP1N surface, O is the object and I1 is the image. But if in the path of refracted ray AI1 we introduced any other surface LP2N, then this light ray again and comes in this position I1. Then for the second surface LP2N, I1 is the object and I is the image. Means for the LP1N, O is the object and I1 is the image. For the surface LP2N, I1 is the object and I is the image. Now, by the refraction formula for the surface LP1N, mu1, this the mu1 and this is the mu1 and inside mu2. So mu1 upon CO means distance of object CO plus inside this refractive index mu2 upon C I1 equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon C C1. For the second surface LP2N, mu2 upon CI1 minus CI1, this is the minus CI1 plus mu1 upon Ci, this is the image, equal to minus mu1 minus mu2 or minus taking common by minus, so mu2 minus mu1 upon CC2 CC2. Adding of these two equations mu1 upon CO plus mu2 upon CI1 plus mu2 upon minus C1 plus mu1 upon C1. Then these two equations are cancelled each other and we get this relation. Now dividing by mu1 in whole equation, so 1 upon CO plus 1 upon CI equal to mu2 minus mu1 upon mu1, or CC1 means R1 or CC2 means R2. This is the, but we know that mu2 upon mu1 equal to mu, means the refractive index of second medium with respect to first. Then 1 upon minus mu minus u plus 1 upon u equal to mu2 upon mu1 minus mu 1 upon R1 minus 1 upon R2. Now putting this value in this equation, then we get mu minus 1. When the object is kept at infinity, the image is formed at the principal focus. We know that if object present at infinity, then image formed at the focus. U equal to minus infinity. Minus means behind the direction of propagation of light, and this is the in the direction of light, then V equal to positive plus F. Then 1 upon infinity plus 1 upon F equal to mu minus 1 itna. Then 1 upon infinity means 0, so 1 upon F. This is called Lensmaker's formula. Also from the above equation, comparing these two equations, RHS both are same, then LHS 1 upon F equal to 1 upon V minus 1 upon U. Now next question, first principal focus and second principal focus. This is the convex lens. This is the concave lens. This is the convex lens. This is the concave lens. Now if F1 is the focal length of this lens, if object present at this position and light travel in different directions and incident on the lens, after refraction from the lens, these light rays becomes parallel with each other. Or similarly, this is the convex lens, but this is the second principal focus. Light coming from the object which is kept in infinity parallel to principal axis. After refraction from this convex lens, meet at the focus F. Similarly, this is the concave lens. Now, light coming from the infinity and incident on concave surface after refraction becomes parallel with principal axis. But these rays appear towards focus. In next part, second concave lens, if light rays parallel coming from the infinity from the object and incident on the concave lens, then after refraction they divert with respect to each other. But these two rays which are refracted, if extended in back direction, may appear coming from this focus F2. This is called second focal length. This is called second focal point. This is the first focal point and this is the first focal point. Next, thin lens formula. Means Gaussian form of lens equation for convex lens. This is the convex lens. This is the optical center of convex lens. This is the first focal plane, focal point. This is the first focal point. This is the second focal point, and this is the second focal point. Now let us consider AB is the object. Light travel from the object A parallel to principal axis incident on the lens. After refraction, it passes through from the focus. Now any other ray from the object passing through center of curvature and meet with this ray at the point A. Means A dash B dash is a image of AB, is a real image AB. But light moving in this direction, then this distance of object with the optical center becomes negative, and the distance of this image from the optical center becomes positive. Then in the triangle ABC and in the triangle A',B',C, means triangle ABC and A',B',C are similar, then perpendicular upon perpendicular equal to base upon base, means A',B' upon AB equal to OB' upon C, means A',B' upon AB equal to CB' upon CB. This is the. Now again triangle MCF2 and triangle A',B',F2 are similar, then perpendicular upon perpendicular equal to base upon base, means A',B' upon MC equal to B',F2 upon CF2. But MC will be equal to AB, then MC means AB. Both these equations become same. So CB' upon CB equal to B',F2 upon CF2. Now we have to find B',F2. B',F2. Now first we have to calculate B',C. B',C equal to F2C plus F2B'. Now we have to find BF2 dash, means B',C minus CF2. Now we can take values of these values. CB' means minus U, CF2 minus plus F, because in the direction of propagation of light, and CB' will be plus V, and putting all values in this equation, and we get 1 upon V minus 1 upon U equal to 1 upon F. Linear magnification are represented by small m, and it is the ratio of length of image to the length of object, or it is the ratio of distance of image from the optical center to the distance of object from the optical center, means m equal to I upon O, length of image to the length of object. And this is discussed A',B' upon AB equal to CB' upon CB. According to new Cartesian sign conventions, AB' equal to I, because in previous section object remains in upward side, then its length will be taken O but remains in positive side. But this image are represented by I but remains in downward side, then its direction will be negative side. Then plus I upon minus O equal to V upon minus U. Image, object distance. So M equal to I upon O equal to V upon O. Power of lens. The reciprocal of focal length is called power of lens. Power of a lens is its ability to bend a ray of light falling on it and is reciprocal of its focal length. Its unit means unit of power will be diopter, which will be equal to 1 upon meter. Thanks.
For latest videos and updates, like, share and subscribe. For instant notifications, press the bell icon.